Today is April 29th. The Yankees split a 4-game set with the Orioles, winning the middle two, losing the bookends. They have a winning road trip overall. They lost the game today in extras.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY and Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, JOMBOY and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for hanging out with us for a little bit today. The Yankees just wrapped one up in Baltimore. This is Talkin' Yanks. It's brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. In the corner, we got Bug Dude. And the Yankees just lost on a walk-off. It's never fun when they lose on record day because we have to bring those emotions to the pod. You know, if we hit pause, came in tomorrow morning and recap the series, probably a little different, but we got these emotions. That's the name of the game, though. Jake, how are you doing?
James, beautiful baby David, everyone who works at JOMBOY Media.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone in the chat right now, hope you're doing all right. It's supposed to be a day of hope, a day of beauty. The NFL draft. It's one of the most hopeful days in the sports calendar. And the Yankees, man, you know, I think, well, it would have depended how they won this game.
Yeah.
If they won this game, on the Glaber double off the wall, we would have been like, all right, let's go. We had something good happen. Maybe that sparks Glaber, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe if there was a home run, it didn't happen. They lost, and it just stinks, and it's, you know, the accompaniment of the start of the season.
Yes, accompaniment of the start of the season.
Didn't feel like a word?
No. I mean, I think you're dancing around a word.
And embodied.
Embodiment.
Compass is direction. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just show that last inning to any school of baseball how not to play.
Well, okay, so I have a whole thesis paper that I just wrote.
Wow.
And I don't know when it fits into the episode. Like right now, or do we burn it and then get to game 4? Or like when is it?
Follow your heart. Let's put it. It feels like if you wrote a thesis, that means your heart and passion is behind it. So I kind of want to hear it.
Okay. You know, this isn't like original. Like someone said it, and I kind of am putting it together. Someone posted on a recap, and it made me think about it. And now I'm really putting it together. And it's the Yankees have now lost 3 games in extra innings, and so my thesis, I've come to a conclusion.
Okay.
Extra innings stinks, but also the Yankees refuse to play the extra inning rules.
Yes.
Like there's a way to play this extra inning rule.
Yep.
You don't use Chapman in the 9th because you want your best strikeout pitcher, and Chapman struck out like 80% of the batters he's faced.
Right.
When he has an automatic runner in scoring position.
Right.
So you save your strikeout pitcher for that.
extras.
You do lasagna in the 9th.
Yeah.
That's like step 1 that other teams are doing. The Yankees aren't. Step 2, you learn how to fucking bunt.
Yeah.
Like, what did the Orioles do? They just sack, bunt, sack, fly, win the game.
Yeah.
So the Yankees' extra inning rule sucks.
Sure.
It might suck less for us if the Yankees just give in and say, okay, that's how you're supposed to do it. It's boring baseball. I don't like sack, bunt, sack, flies.
Right.
But, like, I like winning. So
Right.
I'd like the Yankees to just be like, okay, we give in. We'll do the game. We'll do the sack, bunt, sack, fly contest. We were avoiding it because we were too prideful to be part of it.
Yeah.
Now we'll do it.
Yeah. Feo in the chat said accompaniment is the word I was looking for. I hope so.
I thought that's exactly what you said.
Beautiful thesis, Jim. Yeah, no, it's this kind of organization's thing. I mean, they feel they're above these extra inning rules. I mean, why would we play by them? And then just the execution, anything that involves not being a star player, the Yankees stink at. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. So, hey, this road trip went better than expected, if we're being completely honest. It does suck it ends on this sour note. I think, God, like, almost every series has ended with a loss, it feels like. Maybe one didn't. I think one didn't end on a loss. So,
Final series.
that's just bad. That's bad juju.
All right.
It's almost May.
First recap day, loss against Blue Jays. Second recap day, loss against the Orioles. Tampa, they won the cold start to avoid the sweep, so that's one.
And that was after the first worst game ever.
Yes.
So, still not great times.
Yes. And they went into extras that game, so they had to ride it out.
Right.
Toronto, loss. Next Tampa series, loss. Atlanta, loss. Cleveland, loss. So we've had one record day. One
winning record day.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 series.
Yeah.
One winning record day.
And it was debatably the worst series besides the sweep.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be the worst series of the year.
The second worst complete product series.
We thought that was going to be the worst series of the year. So
That's crazy.
yeah, man.
That's why they're putting us through the ringer so much.
It's been a
Let
brutal.
us hop on the mic after a win.
It's been a brutal April. I'm ready to put April in my rear view.
We haven't enjoyed a game together yet. We haven't
No.
had fun.
The one we went to the suite.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That
sweep
wasn't
was
a
fun.
podcast.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching so much. Fucking.
There's
Well,
some good.
what's tomorrow? How many days in April? You're really good at this.
30 days, half September, April, June, and November.
So tomorrow's the last day of April?
Yes.
So the next time we do a Talkin' Yanks, it'll be May.
Yes.
So we can put April in our rear view.
Oh yeah, I'm already doing it.
Okay.
Tomorrow's game is kind of irrelevant for me.
Yes. No. Yeah. A regular elephant.
I miss Tauchman.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
He would
Intensity.
have got a bunt down.
Yeah. Mike Tauchman would have been great in this game tonight.
He's our second best fundamental player.
Yeah. I miss him. If you don't know, Mike Tauchman was traded for Wandy Peralta.
So in extra innings, the Yankees had Wade strike out on a bunt attempt.
Yes.
When he didn't even try to bunt it. Like he did, but he didn't.
Yeah.
It was like the most like, fuck you, coach, I'm better than bunting bunt attempt I've seen. And then we had Ford strike out on 7 balls.
So two things can be true.
Two things can be true.
Tanner Scott, probably a tough lefty to bunt against. Tyler Wade, terrible bunting effort.
I don't think effort's like I don't think we're allowed to use effort. Like I don't think he tried.
You don't think that
I think if
qualifies
you
as
like
effort?
if you put him on a lie detector, honestly, if you put him to a lie detector and say, Tyler Wade, did you try your best to bunt those balls fair? I think it would blip up on him.
You think he was shocked he got the bunt again with 2 strikes? Like he was like, okay, I'm going to get to 2 strikes and then they'll let me swing.
Yeah, I think it kind of cut deep.
And then he was like, oh,
I think it was like it was a deep cut.
I'm a 2-strike bunt kind of guy.
I think it hurt more than when they got Tauchman in on the last day of spring training.
I don't know, man. There's good news. Let's flush out any other bad we need to get out of our system.
Today kind of sucked.
Yeah, it's just a lackluster Thursday. We had a lot going on here.
Not Yankees game. Yeah, just like the
It's just a lot going on, and then the Yankees to do that to us was a booger kill. They keep leaving Monty with bad feelings. The first game. Let's get into it. Anything else? Tauchman traded for Wandy Peralta. He's a lefty reliever from the Giants. It looks like his stuff could be good. We've never seen him. He does some silly stuff on the mound, which is either going to be really fun or miserable.
well, that's actually a conversation like we need to have for people that are interested. Why I saw a lot of theories, and I can give my best guess, and I think it's
We're here.
pretty
Let's hear it.
normal. Is Tauchman was out of options, wasn't playing at all.
Yep.
I was begging for him to get some starts. They were like, well, he's out options. The bullpen is incredibly taxed. In the first 2 weeks of the season, they've been using the bullpen more than they'd want to in, September. So they're traded a plethora. They have so many outfielders. They have Clint. They have Gardy, obviously. They even have, Greg Allen and Florial and, their 40-man or their AAA outfield is Lindsey Adler's dream at that. So, they had surplus outfielders. They weren't using Tauchman, and they bring in a reliever. Tauchman, I think, has 3 years left of control. Wandy Peralta has 3 years left as well, so the math adds up there as how long they can be part of the team, but Tauchman didn't have an option, so they couldn't send him to the minors. Peralta does have an option.
Yeah.
So he may be put on the Mike King bus. Probably not, but he could. Kind of want to talk about that later.
Yeah.
So
They have the option.
Yeah.
he has an option. So that's the trade. We'll see what Wandy's all about. He's going to be part of this team for this year and the next 2 years. So unless they trade him or DFA him, but otherwise he's here. So he has an option. So he's going to be around.
A lot of people were posting the baseball savant. It is impressive. He does a lot of the stuff good. He spins it good, whether fastball or off speed. A lot of red on that chart if you're familiar with it, which is a good thing. We've heard mixed things from Giants fans. I think he's 29 years old. He started with the Reds. He went to San Francisco. He's got all the metrics that the Yankees, analytics, Matt Blake, everyone drools over. So, hey, maybe they found something there. And, we talked about this at the end of spring training when we thought the Tauchman show might be up for trade, that, Mike Tauchman could be, if he's on your roster defensively, even when he's not hitting, he still can be a plus player with his defense and his speed. And there's still a chance that Mike Tauchman can be a solid to okay hitter. So the Giants are taking a chance on that, which, by the way, they've actually been really good at. A lot of guys in the past couple years have been veteran players that have kind of reincarnated themselves in San Francisco. So interested to see how that develops with Tauchman, as we have a couple outfielders of our own struggling to get through the start of this season. But Peralta has the option. If the Yankees can tap into something and he could be useful out of the bullpen as part of this season, part of next season, part of the one after that, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, just as of right now, the feeling we're feeling today, it is a bummer. Like Mikey T did everything that if we all had a couple beers and we're in the stadium, what we'd be yelling right now. He plays hard, he hustles, he makes good defensive plays, he takes the extra base. He's everything that
His head's in the game.
He's everything that it feels like this team is missing right now. So, and let's be honest, he was also nice to us. He did a live event, so we wish Mike Tauchman the best, and now we will wish Wandy Peralta the best.
I think Wandy Peralta's thing is inducing soft contact, which the Yankees like.
Yeah, he does. He induces.
So he's a soft contact guy. And Tauchman, they probably, when they kept him and Gardner on the roster to open the year, they probably assumed someone would get hurt by now. And fortunately, that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Cool beans, man.
Cool beans. All right. Let's burn game 1. And Jake's burns are brought to you by Cushy Dreams. For all of you at home that want to burn the CBD, because Cushy Dreams makes smokable CBD. CBD helps with anxiety, helps with pain relief, inflammation, depression. It does not have THC in it. It only has 0.3% THC, so it's legal nationwide. Completely legal, but it gives you all the effects you like. If you like the relaxation, if you want to just wind down a little bit, and it's smokable, which is the fastest way and most effective way to get CBD in your system. And if you grew up, you like smoking, that's your favorite way of doing things. This is the way to do it, and you won't get all zonked out. So you can throw this in, have yourself a little calm post game. We should start doing it after big losses like this when we have to get on the mic. So go to cushydreams.com, KUSHY. At checkout, use promo code YANKS for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code YANKS for 20% off today. Jake, we got 4 games here, so we got to keep it a little more.
Yeah, let's keep it tight.
All right, game number 1 on your mark.
Tight.
Get set. And burn.
It's Davey Day in Baltimore as the short king returns to the mound as the Yankees hope it's not a dark night versus Harvey. Have you seen Harvey? New York legend Matt Harvey for the Orioles. Are you not entertained? Cedric Mullins lead off homer to get it going. Freddie Galvis, no joke here. Me and Jimmy just kind of like him. RBI double. It's 2-0 Birds. It'd stay that way into the sixth. A court-mandated RBI as the judge comes through, cutting the lead in half. Davey was Davey. Not great, not bad. Okay, first appearance of the year. Darren O'Day balks in a run. That's no fun. Cedric entertains again. Second homer of the day. Yanks have a rally in their bones. Gio pulls one down the line. 1 run will score. 2 runs will... Oh, no. Judge is out at third. DJ's run doesn't count. Like a TV show in the 60s, we get no replay. Boone's ejected. Fuck you!
Ooh.
Yankees lose, showing no fortitude. 4-2.
Now, the good news here, Jake, is that we did talk about this game on the midweek episode. We talked about the ejection. We even talked about Davey's performance.
Yeah.
So if anyone missed that and you're interested, you can go check out the episode before this one to get those thoughts. Is there anything that we need to touch on, or do we skip to the next burn? I mean, this was a shitty game.
Yankees used their pretty good bullpen to try to stay in this game, which was half fun. I mean, the base running fiasco is a fiasco with the replay review. Go check out the shakedown as well. No, I mean, it's just dropping the first one in Cleveland and then dropping this one. It was like, oh, and we're back.
And we're
back.
Yeah, they did the thing. They don't swing at strikes again. I was all over that last episode as well. So I think we kind of talked about this one.
Yeah, we did. Go check it out. Cedric Mullins, really good.
And then they sent Davey down.
Sent Davey down for my king, right?
My king.
My king.
Yes, they did. You ready to do another one?
Yeah.
You need a breather?
I'm ready to go.
Burn number 2. Let's do it. On your mark.
Oh, my God.
Get set.
He's not ready.
Burn, Jakey, burn.
The O's throw their best Zimmerman at the Yanks while the Pinstripes trust technology as the Cluebot tries to beat Baltimore and destroy all the mortals. Whoa. In the first, a human sacrifice. The first sack fly of the Yankees season. April 26th. Reach! 1-0 Yanks. Judgment Day as the big fella goes yard. I love it when you call me Hig Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you think you're a player. 3-0 Yanks. 4-0 after a Gio Ribby single. Kluber only earned run was on an infield single. 6.2. 1 earned run, 5 Ks. His best outing as a Yankee. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Te quiero, insurance homer. Kluber to Loizaga to Litke. Yankees take game 2, 5-1 final.
Get him, dink-a-dink-a-dink. Get him, dink-a-doo. How you feeling? You went pretty good all out in that one.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Sack fly thing is mind-boggling and ties into the extra innings thing.
Yeah.
And just how other teams play baseball.
Yeah.
First sack fly.
What's happening? Is that me?
April 27th? How's that even possible?
I don't know. They don't. They I mean, they haven't been putting balls in play, so it adds up. They win this game. Some good things happened. Kluber, good outing by him. A lot of people. This is a mission we've been on for a while here.
Yeah.
It's a mission we've been on for a while here.
Okay.
Is that home run by Stanton
Yeah.
changes it from a 3-run game to a 4-run game.
Yeah.
And that changes the bullpen usage a ton.
Yeah.
And those home runs need to be getting more credit and not less credit.
Right.
Because a lot of people say that home run, is just an add-on home run. He just had a garbage time home run, but changing the score from 3 runs to 4 runs changes the whole dynamic of how you use your bullpen. So, Loizaga goes, but then they go to Litke at the end, where if it stays a 3-run, I'm guessing they go Chad for 2 in a row and then Chapman here.
You lost me a little bit. They go to Litke.
Loizaga first.
Loizaga. I mean, they still like Johnny Els.
I know, but then they went to Litke instead of Chapman.
Litke instead of Chapman, yes.
Yes.
I got lost in the Chad part.
I don't know if they would have done Loizaga. I think they would have maybe went Chad because that's their formula in 3-run games.
They had him hot. They love Johnny Els. Maybe. But, yeah,
Probably
no.
not for 2 because they used them the night before, but yeah.
Yeah.
Around it.
Yeah, no, Litke pitches, and it was as clean of a ninth you'll see in 6 pitches by Lucas Litke. Yeah, man, Higgy homers, because that's obvious. The day he gets the starting job, right? Was this the official Kyle Higashioka is the starting catcher day?
Yeah.
So that was a thing. Man, a lot happened this series. And this was like DJ started hitting, Stanton started hitting. This was the top 3 all had multi-hits, which hadn't happened since 2019 or something like that. Do we have a date? Was it August 2019?
I don't know about
Something
the date, but I know just looking at our stat sheet, 5 total guys had multiple hits too, which
Yeah, I mean,
the first
that's
time in a while we've gotten that.
It was kind of the Yankees' first night at the office. 12 hits. Everyone looked fairly dialed in. And the Klubot, man, he looked pretty sharp. His off-speed pitches were there, which, I mean, if he controls that fastball, cool. But I think the off-speed stuff playing off of it is going to be what hopefully makes him a big part of this Yankee season. So it's good to see him give that kind of effort. And, I mean, like we talked about in the pregame show, I mean, Bruce Zimmerman, no offense to you, Brucey. I hope you evolve and become have a really nice major league career. But right now, he's a guy that the Yankees lineup should be hitting off of.
Yes. And they did. Kind of. Yeah, no, they did. They did.
Yeah, I mean, this game easily could have been 8-0 Yankees. They had a couple duck on the pond moments, and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
But this was nice, man. This was really nice.
And it needed it. We were calling it like a must-win, so.
Well, it must-win always gets heavy in April, but
It would have been really like a must-win.
It would have been you lost 3 in a row, and you've got 2 more games to not lose a series to Baltimore.
Yes.
So, in a way, yeah.
Big win. Big win.
Bug win.
Damning loss. Big win.
I like
That's
that.
what I'll say. DLBW. Dolobra.
We're there.
Dolobra.
Blah.
All right, game 3 on your mark. Get set. And burn.
Domingo on a Wednesday. Herman as the Yanks try to not get punished by the Dean. Dean Kramer made half of his career starts versus the Yanks. 4 out of 8. That's just a fact. Do you want to be a cop or do you want to appear to be a cop? Ford, Oppo, Taco, Homer. GT, Gleyber Torres with the RBI single. You can run into my arms, it's okay, don't be alarmed, come into me. Urshela, Ella, A. You know, that song played on the way home from prom, hooked up with my date's best friend. That's another story. 3-run Moondoggy to blow the roof off this one. By the way, it was easy as a Sunday morning for Domingo. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks. Good golly, Miss Molly. Speaking of, Clint goes yard job. We go Herman to the king. Yankees shut out the O's and win this one 7-0.
This was the best game of the series, and maybe the best game in a while. This was the first one that felt like a laugher. Like, our starting pitcher, you're not touching him tonight.
He's better than you.
Our offense got it done.
Also better than you.
Got it done in the first 3 innings, which is what we kind of said we wanted to happen. Yeah. And, 12 hits, no errors. Like, there's the one base running blunder by Clint. But this, I think, was the biggest easy win that they won all season.
Well, Jim, there's something
To be said,
in sports.
yes.
You're probably not familiar with this. I'll educate the rest of the crowd.
Yeah, please do.
It's called Momentum.
Momentum Generation. Yeah, really good documentary on HBO.
And I mentioned last game that the Yankees' top 3 hitters all had multi-hit days. In this game, the top 4 had multi-hit days. The top 7 starters in the lineup, top 6 starters, all had hits. Hicks had a walk. So, coming off of the game before that, and Corey Kluber passing the baton, I know you're a big baton guy, Jim, to Herman, that we had 2 starters, 6.21 earned runs, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, where we were at a point where we were wondering when we were going to see that from anybody. Mm-hmm. And we got it on back-to-back nights. The boys hit on back-to-back nights, 12 hits back-to-back games, with the pitching allowing 1 earned run in those combined games. Did the bullpen allow a run in the other one? No, 1 run in the 2 combined games. It felt like the Yankees' truck was in motion.
Did. I really wanted them to win the 4th game.
They should have. They really should have. And something that we probably should have said at the end of the game before this, Judge gets pulled for the bottom of the 9th.
Because he pulled a home run.
To get off his feet for his lower body stuff. So he sits out game 3 of the series.
Well, yeah, I would guess that Judge or Glaber were going to sit one of the games in Baltimore just because they had played like 13 in a row and it's April, but then
Yanks.
But then he gets pulled after the home run, and you're like, well, now I feel like it's tied to that because he's pulled 3 home runs. He's never played the next game. One time they had an off day, so they were kind of lucky there. The other 2 times they sit him.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know if causation's correlation or whatever the hell that lawyer sentence is.
There's a lot going on.
Seems to me, whatever. They're being vaguer than vague. Like last year, we were lucky to get foot stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason we got foot stuff is because he was limping.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't like a noticeable limp,
Lower
it just
body.
would have said stuff or
Lower
lower
body.
body. Yeah, so now the Judge, lower body, sides, sore from travel.
There's 2 injuries. If it's belly button up, upper body, belly button down, lower body.
A lot of people think they're just doing load management and just straight up just like taking it easy, which is what I kind of guessed they would do, but we've seen them do that before, and they don't make up injuries, so it's just a weird...
And it's just...
They would say that, if they talk about... They're pretty open about giving guys just days off, and they sat them 2 days in a row.
And it's just, there's some things you can't cover up. I mean, for that bottom of the 9th the night before, they put Clint out there, who's been getting defensively replaced all year, and you're taking out Aaron Judge, who, when he's right, is a fantastic defensive player. So, yeah, man. And then, I don't know if you're ready to go on, but, that ties into today's game.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's burn game 4. On your mark. Are you on your mark?
I'm on my mark.
Are you set?
I'm on my set.
Burn.
The full Monty Jordan Montgomery versus Jorge Lopez de Bacua. Du duele, de Bacua. Sorry if that was nothing. In the first, how about Trey Mancini? Tough to root against that guy, but boy, does he kill the Yanks. RBI single. It's 1-0 Baltimore. It would stay that way into the top of the 5th. Monty settled in. Oh, I like that. What's that smell? Rugi. Rugai. Oh, no. Let the Yankees score. Gardy and DJ 2-1 Yanks. Mama, there goes that man again. Trey Mancini home run ties it up at 2. Purple Haze when I drink my wine. Austin Hayes RBI double in the 8th. Yankees, oh my God, they're down to the last strike. Glaber bomb. Give me half. A double bounces out of regulation. They call that a ground rule double in baseball. 1 run will score instead of 2 runs that would have scored. Buenos Cantos, Jim. Your Yanks look good on offense. Oh my God, what a bad display of baseball. Should we pitch around one of the hottest hitters in the league? No way. Why would we? We're the Yankees. We're the Yankees. Mullins, sac fly. Yankees lose 4-3.
Yeah.
I had nothing written for that game.
You just made all that up off the top?
Yeah.
Nice. Good job by you.
Kinda.
What was the singing at the start?
I think I've done that for Jorge Lopez before.
Okay.
Oh,
What's De Aqua?
someone tell me what song that is. I mean, that's literally, that's the Creed from The Office. What language is
Yes,
this?
yes.
Schmorgashmir.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, game 4, we already talked about it at the Open, so.
It's bad. Bad.
Why'd they, replay it,
Yeah.
It seems just like an embarrassing thing to do.
I mean, they pinch hit Judge after not starting him again. And then after he pinch hits, he just goes to the bench and basically sees how much he can grimace in one filling. It's unreal. Like, they just turned to the Judge grimace cam, and it's like, well, what are we doing? If he could play, you should start him today because he rested yesterday. If he's hurt, don't let him. Don't pinch hit him. And by the way, he's been an awful pinch hitter. I think we've put out the stats. I think he's 0 for 10 now.
Small sample size and pinch hitting's hard, but yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
to your point, let's stop pretending it's not. Aaron Judge is really good. And if there's a rest day where he's fairly healthy and you find a good spot for him,
I think we would have
Sure.
yelled if they didn't use him.
a little bit, but it was also a double burn because they use him for Rugi, which they did that because the Orioles put in Fry, who's a lefty, so you get that part of it. But then you burn 2 guys because they didn't put Judge out in the field, so you burn Tyler Wade, which we saw how that played out later in the game. So the whole thing is just a smorgasbord of, crapola, man. I bleep
Sorry.
that out.
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying not to say
Bleep that out.
Trying not to say the C word on here.
It's supposed to be a family show.
Yeah.
It's my bad.
Um,
Big night for some people.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're fine. What's the positive spin here? They won the road trip. What's their record?
5-3 on the road trip.
5-3 on the road trip.
Yeah.
So the old adage in baseball: you win at home, you go 500 on the road, you make the playoffs. Just got to see them. You know what? We did get better than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we can all say that, right?
Keep getting better every 2 weeks.
They look like they know what baseball is so much more
They're
than
playing
they did
baseball.
10 days ago.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
There's
not
still
on the
a
bases.
couple plays that look like they're not baseball players.
They have
Clint's-
one minimum every game.
The Clint, maybe we'll get into it in the awards.
9-game homestand coming up.
And you know what? We're finally going to see a team they did not
Yeah.
play last year. The Tigers tomorrow. So first team all season.
Cleveland. Well, they played Cleveland in the
They
playoffs,
played Cleveland
I
in
guess.
the playoffs. Yeah.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking
Cool.
about.
No, you had it, dude.
Tigers.
I'm a regular season guy. You know that.
Yeah, no, but when we played the
Yeah.
Indians, I was like, Naylor. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember him.
okay.
I remember
Yeah.
him. Ramirez. No.
Karen Check, your guy.
We haven't
your
seen the
favorite-
Tigers, and it's Hinch, so that's
favorite
going to be
player in baseball.
Karen Check. Yeah.
What are you about to say?
People say he's an actual psycho, so
Yeah.
then
It adds
cool.
up, yeah.
But someone replied to my tweet about Karen Check and said he cosplays baseball, and it's like, yeah, dude, you
Yeah.
don't be your own thing.
And he looks like
You.
someone.
I got a text in the middle of the game from Michael K. saying Karen Check looks like
It
you.
wasn't necessarily in the
I think
middle
if I
of the game.
squint my eyes a little bit and I do a soft smile.
That's all right. K talks about texting during the game all the time. Like he said, Curry texted him in the middle of the inning.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. Said Jake looks
I
like
see
Karen
it.
Check.
And Chris Rose, biggest Cleveland guy we've got in the company.
I think I responded
He said
to
he's
I
nuts.
responded to K Jake. I said
Yeah.
that you guys share a similar nose, a baby
Mouth, the
face,
lips.
and too much confidence.
We have soft.
That's what I said to K.
Soft lips. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. We have soft lips.
Ladies.
Really?
What did that guy you hooked up with on prom? Did he enjoy the soft lips?
It was not. It was Julia's friend Michelle, and we didn't go all the way. I'm a gentleman. Then we kind of we dated for a little bit, and then summer happened, summer before college, and you wonder, what's gonna be next? Like, what kind of guy am I gonna be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I gonna go to college and just hacky sack it up?
Yep.
And I did.
Hacky sack, frisbee, get that taut line and do tightrope.
CBD.
How about that? The kids on college campus that tie the tightrope to 2 trees and then just bounce up and down on it.
Yeah.
I used to walk past those kids.
Wear the big pants.
The big pants, yeah, the baggy pants, like the MC Hammer pants, and they do tie the taut line and they just hop on it.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
How does one get there?
I don't know. I understand how you get to the first day. I don't know how you get to the first day to this is my hobby.
We're daily routine. We're going to
Yeah.
tie a line between these
Yeah.
2 trees and just bounce up and down on it.
Yeah. And it's really hard.
Did you have those at your school?
Didn't have those at school. At the summer camp, the sleepaway camp I went to, there was a built team building obstacle course thing, and that was permanently there.
Oh, that's obstacle course things are
that's
awesome. No, this
that's
is,
cool and
Feo
normal, and
has-
it was permanent.
Feo has it in the chat. It's a slack line. and
Slackliners.
Every college campus has a group of 5 guys, and they have weird facial hair and baggy pants, and they slackline.
I mean, the parks in Denver.
I can
are
identify which guys would have been doing it.
yeah,
the parks in Denver were slacklining festivals.
yeah, kind of is that an undershirt or
Yeah.
that's your real shirt for the day?
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
Oh, someone's here that has showered less recently than me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay. Shout out to all the slackliners on college campus.
Shout out.
And
If
Jake.
you're a slackliner, leave a review 5 stars.
Leave a review, 5 stars. When was your last shower?
We haven't asked for reviews in a long time.
No slackliners like baseball.
Absolutely not,
So
dude.
we
They don't
can
like
kinda- we
sports.
can kinda just
That's why
run
we
on
can
them right
rip.
now,
No
yeah.
slackliners like sports.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. All right.
right.
Let's pivot to the next part of the show, which is brought to you by DraftKings. And the draft is tonight, so if you're listening to this, hurry up because you can bet that a quarterback is going to get taken first overall, which is a guaranteed to happen,
Yeah.
and then you will get $100 free. You bet $1, you say a quarterback's going to get drafted first overall. The Jaguars take the quarterback first overall. You get $100 in free bets. You put $1 on every Yankee game the rest of the season, and you just have some fun with it. It's cool. That's literally the deal right now.
Yeah.
So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code JOMBOY when you sign up for a chance to turn $1 into $100 in free bets. That's right. DraftKings Sportsbook is letting you turn $1 into $100 in free bets if a quarterback is selected first overall this Thursday night. Don't forget, enter code JOMBOY during sign-up only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, West Virginia only, new customers only, Winnipeg.
What?
Winnipeg.
That can't be right.
I read the word winnings paid.
and you
as
went Winnipeg.
Winnings paid out in free bets. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. I think slackliners, I do think what they want to do is they just want the girl to walk past and can I try? And then they hold their hips to balance her, and it's kind of get into a real weird
A
area
lot
at
of
that point.
slackliners are normally there with the gal, so maybe the game plan works for them, whatever. And the part that kind of hurt me, because I was kind of bummed out for a second, is slacklining would be a perfect podcast listening hobby. So there was a second where I was like, oh, and then I was like, if the over-under was 1.5, I'm hammering the under. For our one slackliner listener, I love you, dude.
Oh,
and I appreciate it.
You're better than the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of slackliner converts to Ultimate Frisbee come springtime on college campus.
That's their group activity.
The disc goes over there, they throw it back. They're like, you know what? Maybe I'll join in. All right.
I liked Ultimate Frisbee.
Ultimate Frisbee could be fun.
Yeah.
Running, throwing,
Old
jumping.
Poppy used to go
But we're
get it.
talking about the slack line to ultimate frisbee pipeline.
Yeah.
You
For the
can-
minor leagues.
Yeah.
If you ever need another, if
don't
you're
have to
short
get there
one
that
person, if you've got unequal teams and you're in a park, the first person you ask is the slackliner.
You guys want to play? He's just bouncing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. The first award we
Yeah.
give out here. Well, the volume wasn't on, so.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Pride of the Yankees. It's the middle of the week, so that means that Jake goes first.
It's the middle of the week. I
Jake,
go
you're
walking
first.
in my sleep. Who is my pride of the Yankees? Okay, I see 2 candidates. I see 3 candidates.
Okay, Jake's got eyes.
I think one person's gonna get screwed today. It's not me. You know what? I'm gonna go Klubot, man.
Okay.
Klubot. He 6.2, 1 earned runs, and Jim, you know I'm a significance of the series and our recording. And you mentioned this was borderline must win for an April game. 2-game losing streak. You're playing 4 in Baltimore. This would guarantee a chance to not win the series. And Corey Kluber dropped it, man, and he actually looked good. Like, it wasn't, hey, the Orioles aren't a premier team in baseball, and that's fine. And that probably did help him, Mingo, and Monty. But he looked good, and we needed it. And he gave us 6.2, which, we didn't know if we'd get that. If I said, will Corey Kluber give us 6.2 before the All-Star break, we would have had, like, a discussion about it. So Corey Kluber does it. Game the Yankees really needed. The clue ball, his curveball slider combo, and the changeup looked good, which Jimmy's been on with the Matt Blake changeup company. So good for Kluber, and it's unfortunate that Kluber can't let us dream yet of, like, what if this does work, And we can't go to that world yet. But, man, if Corey Kluber's healthy and pitching well and they treat him like, the respected starting pitcher who he used to be, obviously not maybe that level, but, you give him another batter with 98 pitches and he can get you out of some stuff. We'll see. I don't know if we get there. It was a good start. We needed it, Corey Kluber.
Yeah, I'm one notch closer.
Right. Like,
I'm one rung up. No, because I've been really hard and really, really cynical. But finding out he is a career slow starter in April, that helped me a little bit. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like adding that to this recipe. And then having a good start there when we really needed a good start. Going deep into the game, getting the pitch count to 95. Now, the last 5 outs all came, they were like rockets. I don't know the exit velo or whatever, but it wasn't fooling anyone in the end of the 6th inning and the 7th inning, right? They were like really hard hit, but got the outs and he got the pitch count up and all that. So I am one step closer to being less cynical. Still need to see it.
We're going to need to see a lot more.
But his next start will be in May.
Which is huge. And, can't go full daydream, but, like, if Corey can rack up, man, two or three of those in a row, like, and we could start daydreaming about a good Corey Kluber season. Because baseball fans are logical enough. Like, as much as I like to be optimistic about things, like, I couldn't slam the table and be like, Corey Kluber's going to have a good year this year. We haven't seen him.
No, you
in
can't
2 years, and he's had injuries.
And he hasn't been good yet, besides, 2 games.
So, like, man, if he could put together a couple starts and we could start thinking about what that means, like, yeah, that would be so cool. So let's have another good one next time out.
Is this his first award?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Wow.
It is.
And his first award is Pride. It's interesting he dodged MFer the whole way through.
Well, I think like we referenced in the previous series, there's been a lot of guys MFing who we had high expectations for.
True.
Expectations is a big thing in life. I used to talk about that like every episode.
Yeah, expectations, yeah. Big expectations guy.
Big expectation guy.
And he hasn't really had like a statistically like lit up, like awful game. Like he hasn't been.
Well,
good
just the walks.
He's
but he
tiptoed
hasn't
around
had
a
a game
field.
where he's like blown up.
He's tiptoed around a field.
Didn't give him a chance.
Expectations, people.
This might be like his lowest ERA in April in a while. I think his ERA, it's 4.15. I think that's lower than his career
I thought it was right around there.
April ERA. Let me see.
It's
Let me
like
see.
4.05.
Let me see.
Maybe it dropped with that start. So
No, his career
4.03.
April is 3.93, so it's higher.
brought it down with that start.
I
When we
guess they
talked
brought-
about it before,
Yeah, it was in the fours,
yeah.
right? So that's
Which one start could change his April ERA that much? The guy's
in his
pitched
career?
forever. Baseball's a weird sport.
for sure.
Because he missed some Aprils. I don't know.
Guys, you go, someone tells you, go to this coffee shop, best breakfast Sammy you're ever going to have. And they give you a 5 out of 10 breakfast Sammy. You say, that sucked.
Dude, when we moved into our
You go to a place that looks pretty dumpy. You see a little rat run out front, and you're like, I'm starving. I got to get a breakfast Sammy. And you get a 5 out of 10. You say, all right. Expectations.
we moved into our new house,
Yes.
and
What's the address again?
Mel Stottlemyre used to rent the house two houses
true.
down from me when he was
Facts.
the Yankees pitching coach. Fact. Anyway, our neighbor, she's delightful. She's been the most welcoming, nicest lady in the world. So when we got married, she had the whole block come out and she popped champagne for us, and no one knew who we were.
It's
It was,
beautiful.
like, really nice. She told us, like, any good Chinese food places, she said, this is like, oh, you got to try this best Chinese food you'll ever have in your life. You got to try this Chinese food. It's the best. And Katie was all excited. I said, Katie, she lived in this town since from birth until now. Like, I don't know how many different places she's had. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, let's lower these expectations a little
She
bit.
might not be an expert on Chinese.
She might have had
food.
5 different places.
Yeah.
And this is her favorite
In
of
her
the 5.
life.
So saying, like,
It
best,
could be
best,
less.
best you'll ever have is a tough thing to
Yeah.
say when I don't know how many you've had. Anyway,
We like her.
yeah.
Who's your pride, Jim?
Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay, he was one of the guys that I thought could have been eligible.
Yes. Happy with Stanton. I mean, he had a really good series. I believe his batting average in this series was 500.
Yeah. 9 for 8 beans.
9 for 8. And he got 3 hits today in game 4. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
He got 2 hits in game 2, 2 hits in game 3, and 3 hits in game 4. So he's on a little bit of a heater there. Yeah. And it goes even past that. In his last now 7 games, in his last 30 at-bats, he has a 450 batting average or something like that. Like, he's on a heater right now.
Yeah.
He only got 1 RBI because no one's getting on base. There's a solo shot, which is unreal that he had that good of a series. He only had a 1 RBI. But, yeah, I mean, it's good to cross a name off the list as of right now.
Yeah.
No, G's good.
I'm remind this to be my what to watch for tomorrow. It's all Stanton because I think, he has another day like today, or if he has like a 2 for 4 with a homer, his month looks like a good month. So it's one of those month turning days. Like he could end with an 825 OPS and you're like, yeah, Stanton's been good. Or if he has a bad day tomorrow, it's back to like 740 and you're like, yeah, Stanton really hasn't been right.
Yeah. So I'm proud
He's
of him.
hot, man.
And he's playing really well, too.
A lot of hits. Do we see him in the field next month?
Once the temperature is 80 degrees
In New York
in New York.
for 3 days straight.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you get an 80-degree day the whole week, then you might see him in the outfield once.
Okay.
Do you know, like I read, I don't know if I read this in a place that I trust or I don't trust. I forget where I read it. I read somewhere that he rides a bike in between innings, like in the clubhouse, because he says that he hits better when his body is active for the length of the 3-hour game.
The whole thing's a prank. Because he's used to playing baseball.
I'd love to like figure out who and how and why. Who's telling who they can't play?
It's the Yankees to him, man. Like, you think if Aaron Boone said, gee, you're playing left field tomorrow, he'd say, oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, very interested.
That's been kind of the frustrating part. That story rings a bell, and we've talked before. Like maybe if he plays the outfield, his muscles won't stiffen up so much, and when he runs the bases, he won't get
More
hurt.
athletic.
And And then on top of that, when he's been an outfielder in the past, he's been like a Gold Glove finalist, which isn't the be-all end-all, but the point is he's good.
Solid.
So
Solid.
he is capable out there.
And, like, you know,
Please?
there's just so many different ways you can go with it.
I read it on the Yankees Reddit page, so I don't know if we trust anyone. There's no source.
I don't know
or-
about that literal
Sourceless.
story, but
Yeah.
it rings a bell. I think I've heard it before. But it might have
So,
also been the same thing.
congrats to Giancarlo Stanton. He's my pride of the Yankees.
Good job, G.
All right, Jake. Next up.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Did it feel like the dude in the soundbite hit it harder that time than usual?
A little bit.
I heard the "cur" at the end. Like,
You know what it is? I think we normally live in fear of the Yankee MFer. Because it's like, okay, you know, we got to deliver it and be firm, but also, you know, long season. Like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. I am going to go with Aaron Hicks, man. Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks finished this series 0 for 15. Is that even right? That's right. 0 for 15, dude.
BBD, is that right? Have you been filling out the sheet, or does
I have been filling out the sheet. So
I mean, it very well could be right.
I think it is. The
So you're
first
not-
3
you're
games are
not
copy-pasted from there. So unless
you're
you got
not
it today, I
doubting
missed.
BBD?
I'm not doubting BBD.
Okay.
It's just, you know, where I originally, he was in the running before I saw the stats. Just because, man, that throw today felt significant. Jim? A little bug in your throat?
So our dude Pimpsner
Yeah, Bobby Pimps.
tweeted out that
Oh, no.
the Martian starting in high A, which I didn't realize was crazy, but everyone is saying that it's crazy for him to start in high A.
Young.
He's so young. He's 18 years old. Like, the Twitter's going nuts.
Yeah.
And Pimpsner just said, sorry, the person I heard it from read the sheet wrong. He's not starting in high A. So it's just like an hour of like Yankees Twitter going crazy about something that I was like, is that crazy? I was going to make it an award because everyone was acting like it was so crazy, and now it's update. He's not. So I sorry that I interrupted that, but that was just
You're good.
Would have been a
reaction.
little nuts. People were reacting a little aggressively about it.
Sure.
But it is.
It's the Martian.
It would have been surprising if that was true.
It's the future of the team. I mean, the last taste that's left in our mouth is fly ball to Aaron Hicks. And he catches it in an area that when we first got Aaron Hicks and we were still figuring out what he was as a player, in 2016 he wasn't much of a hitter, and then 2017 he figures it out, he gets hot for a little bit, and then Ellsbury gets hot, but we enter the playoffs and Ellsbury is just dug into the bench. Because Aaron Hicks is very talented defensively. I mean, one of the best arms in baseball, one of the better center field arms you'll ever see. That's not normally an arm position. And, man, just all of the energy that went into today's game, that, you know, the momentum, this ship should be going the right way, and we're just not there yet. And to see Aaron Hicks uncork one with a game on the line, and it's up the line 15 feet. It's late. It's not super impressive for something that's supposed to be arguably his most impressive skill. And then to see that with an 0 for 15, that's a tough feeling, man. That's a tough feeling. So,
Yeah. I was going to use this soundbite and give Hicks an award.
Sure.
You showed your hand.
People haven't run on Aaron Hicks since 2018
Yeah.
because he's got a really good arm, and he hasn't used it in a long time. And Johnny Damon just body swapped with him. We got a little Freaky Friday.
Oh, hey now.
People are tweeting out comparisons of like his old throws.
Yeah.
Wild.
Oh, different leagues.
Wild.
Damon's still like, it's like, I can't believe that found.
That was a Johnny Damon
field.
throw, though.
No, Damon struggled reaching the infield, man.
He kind of did, right?
It was wild.
Yeah.
That's still one of the craziest things I've seen on a baseball field is Johnny Damon's throwing arm.
Johnny Damon outfield throws. Do you think there's like a compilation out there?
Yes.
Okay. That's fun. There's got to be. I don't know. He kind of like was in like pre-internet age.
Maybe we'll do one.
Like the Manny cutoff is good. But
I mean, if you type in Johnny Damon throws, Google auto-populates like Mary.
like Mary?
Johnny Damon throws like
Mary.
Mary. Because he looked like Jesus, but he throws like Mary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so good MFer. I was going to give him the Showed Your Hand award. Like, I think people are going to run on him like crazy now. Like, that should reverberate around the league. Like, all the third base coaches, if they have, like, a text chat, like the ones that like each other,
right?
Like, Nevin has some boys. Like, there's going to be a chat with all the third base coaches that Nevin's not in. Like, that's what happens. There's always one that, like, and then it's the anti-Nevin, and all the other third base coaches around the league, like, Hicks is a go.
Yeah, man, and hey, man, hopefully it's, I don't know, man. Hopefully he can build up and improve a little bit, but also, you know, I feel for the guy. He had Tommy John, and, like, if, you know, he probably knows that, and that's got to stink. So, hey, hopefully it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not normally something you see a lot of.
Good MFer.
Thank you.
Okay. Who is my MFer? Aaron Hicks. Good call by you.
Who's your MFer, Jim?
I almost was going to do a tricky route on it. But I didn't do that.
Okay.
So I'm almost going to give Herman the MFer because he's made it so I can't give him pride. Or, like, if there weren't past altercations, I think he would have been my pride.
I see that.
But I feel I don't want to give him pride.
Right, that opens up a whole nother can
I
of
don't think that ever
worms.
befits him.
Yeah.
So almost MFer for not being able to celebrate him properly.
Yeah.
What he does on the field. But I'm going to go with Wade, dude. I mean, he got one at bat, but I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I mean, you know, sometimes our analysis can turn silly quick if people haven't picked up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think the 2-strike thing is in a realm of truth.
That he said, fuck that?
Like, I think he got to 2 strikes and was expecting swing away, and they gave him bunt again, and he was like, what?
Yeah. Who knows? It was bad.
It was bad, and it's, you know, as a speed player, you know, you think...
How could you not know?
You think... And here's the other problem with it. When Tyler Wade thinks he's bunting, Tyler Wade has never thought a sacrifice bunt is a sacrifice bunt because he's fast.
Yes.
So he thinks if I can do the bunt well enough, there's a really good chance that I can get on base because I can fly. So we saw it with Pat Valaika and the Orioles in the bottom of the inning. He squared up. And, like, I'm not trying to get a running start. I'm going to lay this bad boy down. And he did. It wasn't pretty. It was between the catcher and the pitcher, but it worked out. I mean, Wade, the bunt attempts he did do, you know, he was trying to get his steps going. And you just got to know it's not the situation for that, man.
Yeah. Bad. So that's my MFer. Kind of easy one.
That's your MFer, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
It's good for things to make sense. It's easier for other people to follow along when they're not confused. Fact.
Awards?
Regular old awards. What's your first award you're giving out, Jake? An honor and a privilege to receive? What is it?
I think I'm going with the Parade Award.
Parade.
The Parade Award.
You like parades?
A lot of mixed emotions, I got to be honest.
Okay.
But if I had to choose yes or no,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. You like watching them or you like walking in them?
I've done more watching than walking.
Okay.
I like what a parade represents.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Newtown, Connecticut has a great Memorial Day parade. I've watched it a couple times. I've walked in it a couple times. Walking's almost cooler. Because then by the end, you're like, I saw all of it. I'm going to go home now.
Right. I gotta go home now.
And you get to throw stuff to the people.
Yeah.
Take this gum. Nail them in the face. Who wins the parade award? Parade. The parade award goes to Glaber.
No.
Okay.
Domingo Herman.
Oh.
Jim, you just mentioned guy could have ran into a pride pretty easily. 7 innings shutty. Jim, we've wondered about the dynamic a little bit. Zach Britton's quote before the season that was basically like, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your coworkers was, one of the more intense quotes. You hear two teammates talk about each other, and Domingo's got bad stuff in his past. And it was just really interesting to see because, Kluber had his start, and, he cracked that smile that, Talkin Yanks put out there. That was a little weird. Don't love seeing him smile, for being honest. There was a line to Domingo after that 7th inning that looked like a parade, man. It was the coaches. It was the players. It was everyone, and it wasn't just like Bones, good outing. It was like, yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know everything that's tied to that. Maybe it was kind of the, dude, you messed up, and I really hope you're getting better, and if you can do that and be a better person, you can be a part of this team. But there's a parade of dudes. It was pretty wild to see. So, Domingo Herman gets the parade award.
Congrats on the parade.
Congrats on the parade. Bless you, BB.
If you're getting married in the Northeast,
yeah,
don't do the thing where you and your bride or groom stand at the front of the church or whatever, and everyone walks past you and hugs you as they leave the church. There's a name for it, and I'm blanking on it.
Democracy?
No, there's a... God, it's like a parade type name.
Diplomats?
Just don't do it.
Okay.
What is that called? Receiving line?
Sure.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's kind of what it reminded me of, though. Yeah, it's a receiving line. Don't do it. Oh, my God. The worst. Good award.
What was your first award?
My first award is the... I used to go with the wrench.
Let's go with the wrench.
Award.
Yeah.
I used to go with the wrench award. You have any guesses?
The wrench award.
I used to go with the wrench award.
Hey, wrench. DJ, Geo.
No, I used to go with the wrench. The wrench, why? Because fuck him, that's why. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Monty.
It's not your fault. No, Mike King, man.
Oh.
I feel terrible for Mike King.
Oh. Yeah.
He has an option,
Yeah.
so he keeps getting sent down after every time he pitches because Aroldis Chapman, obviously no options, a veteran. Chad Green has an option. They're not going to send Chad Green down. Johnny Loizaga has an option. They're not going to send Johnny Els down. O'Day, no options, obviously, veteran. Wilson, veteran. Sessa hasn't had an option since he was born, just been riding the fine line.
Wild.
Litke, no options.
Yeah.
Wandy, now he has an option. We'll see if they ever use it this season.
Yeah.
They might ride the line with him so he has more value if they want to trade him next year or whatever. But dude, it's just terrible circumstances. Like, they only used King for 2 innings. They need a 3-inning guy that pitches more than once every 10 days. And when King gets sent down, he can't come back up for 10 days. So to just do, like, I get it if you're doing it like Davey, like, or how they did it with Ramon, or how they did it with at the King at the first, where you come up, you throw 6 innings, you get a start, then you go down.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I'm not going to pitch for 5
Right.
days anyway. But just 2 innings and then get down. And this is going to be his whole season. This isn't stopping unless there's injuries.
Yeah.
And they said this. They said they're basically going to go to like a 6-man rotation when the rest days are done, and they're just going to rotate Davey, King, rotate these guys up and down. So it's just like, dude, it's not your fault, King. You've done everything possible to be a part of this staff right now. Like every 3 days. We should be looking at the pitching path to victory on the pregame show, and we'd be like, well, King hasn't pitched in 3 days. He's good for 2 today.
Yeah.
That's what he's earned. But it's just circumstances and options suck. So I feel bad for him, and it sucks.
Yeah, man. And another guy who's a friend and cool dude and all that. But, yeah, the Yankees also in a weird way, I mean, they haven't been chewing through long relief. Like we've talked about a little bit with Sessa, like that we haven't really seen the normal Sessa usage. I don't know. I mean, I guess my thing back to that is like Mike King was expecting this coming into the season.
Well, he knew it was going to. But
I'm sure the Yankees were clear.
Well, no, I'm sure that people in his camp were like, dude, if you pitch well, they're not going to have any option. They're going to use you.
Force their hand.
And he's got 11 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and he's forced their hand. Unfortunately, it's not his fault.
Right.
He expected it with those like 6 and 3 or 4 inning appearances where he throws a lot of bullets and they weren't going to use him. But I imagine the 2 innings caught him by surprise at least a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's and that's I think it's the other part of this Yankee season is that I mean, there's we got 1 injury right now of dudes that are supposed to be like on the team right now. Like, yeah, Sevy we knew, Tommy John obviously, Clark was behind Davey behind King, so it's been Luke Voigt who's knock on wood, hopefully he'll be back soon, and that's a nice spark. But
he took some live at bats today.
Yeah, interested to see how it sorts out. I do, there will be a day when Mike King will probably have to be on this team for a couple months. But, I mean, the other one around that is Zach Britton, who, when you start talking rosters and options and stuff, if these guys are healthy, right now Wandy would be the odd man out because you don't want to lose Litke, and we'll see. It's going to be, right now it's a fun, interesting part of the Yankees. It sucks for King.
They need a long man eventually.
Yeah.
Like if
they've used Litke a couple times like that, but
a couple, but I mean,
but King stretched out for like 80.
Yeah.
Litke, you're looking at high 40s on his best stretch day.
Yeah. Interesting. Can I have some juice? And can you give
You have some juice?
Can you
I got you juice, bro.
Can you tell us what your next award is?
Juice up. My last and final award for today. When I met you in the summer. That's not the award.
Okay.
It's just a song I know. The underappreciated award. I would take it back.
Okay. Quick pull.
It's off the board. I don't want to give that out.
Okay.
I'm giving out the Socks Award.
Socks.
I'm giving out the Socks Award. SOCKS.
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 Clint?
It's not Clint. Can kind of see where you're going there. It's not Clint.
You're trying to give your guy Davey some love?
No. It's going to DJ LeMahieu.
Okay.
DJ LeMahieu has kind of become the Sox of this team.
Okay.
If he's not clicking, it all kind of feels off.
Yeah, you get a little wrinkle in your toe, and you got to unlace the shoes now to fix that up. Like, come on.
So whether you have uncomfortable socks or dirty socks or, Jim, if you're not wearing socks, it just feels a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you put on your whole outfit, the normal outfit you're wearing your day, but you go just foot in a shoe,
Yeah.
just don't feel right. Which is kind of a weird thing when you think about it. He's our socks man. It looks like he's figuring it out. I mean, this series he finishes up 333, a 474 OBP. Those 2 games in the middle that felt like the Yanks. DJ was kind of driving that from the top a little bit. Multi-hit days. He's still the MLB leader in that since joining the Yankees. DJ LeMahieu is the socks of this team, man. If you don't have them, it just feels weird.
It's true. That's a good way to put it.
And he felt offbeat for a little bit. Feels like he's back.
How'd he do today?
Oh! My sister,
Yes.
Renee, just had a baby.
Yeah.
Emmett. Shout out. Uncle Jake. Jimmy, my sister, with maybe the best scouting report of all time.
Wow.
You've heard me say on the show a couple times that, like, I want DJ at second. Like, I don't think he's comfortable at first. You know, he hasn't played a ton there.
Mm-hmm.
My sister texted me. DJ must hate first base. Out of the blue. We weren't talking.
Too talkative.
Everyone wants to chit-chat, erg.
Yep. Yeah.
And I said, wow, that's it. Like, literally, she got a little heavy. She said it took one immense introvert to see it in another's eyes. And I was like, whoa, Renee.
Jeez.
Heavy.
Yeah.
But
She didn't want you to respond.
it all now makes sense. Second base, you don't have to talk to anyone.
No, never. You barely even, like, the
The
shortstop's the
shortstop
vocal.
always loves doing the signs
And the shortstop,
covering.
the shortstop's the vocal guy, like 2 outs, plays that 2, or whatever the hell they say. Oh, wow.
Every time someone shows up at first base and even does the casual, like, DJ, how you doing? It just hurts his soul. So, something to watch.
It's a good one.
Thank you.
I hate a wrinkle in the sock.
Just don't feel right.
All my socks almost get stretched out because I actually pull the heel higher than where it's supposed to be because I like it taut.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who would just put the sock on. He would have like extra flap on the toes, and then he would put that into his shoe and like fold it, the extra flap. And I
When did he murder you?
I mean, this was a buddy from Australia, so we were 8 to 10 years old, so he's a little kid.
Yeah.
But still, like at 10 years old, I was like, Mark, dude, you can't do that. It was a Mark with a C, so it kind of adds up.
Does he write you from prison?
Australian prison. Australia is one giant prison. And no, he doesn't write me.
It's true.
Okay, I'm going to give the
Go on.
doesn't deal in percentages. No percentages award. No percentages award. This is a deep cut.
The no percentages.
No
award.
percentages award, yeah.
Jim, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Higgy.
No.
Someone on the 26 man?
He's on the 26 man. Yes.
Okay.
Firmly.
That's my final.
He
guess.
does have options.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That smell.
Multiple options.
Who is it?
Aaron Judge.
Ooh. Ooh, the big fella.
No percentages.
In the awards section.
Can I read you something?
Jimmy,
Yeah.
you have no idea how smitten that would make me.
This is a newspaper article from 2001. Written. You still smitten? You still excited?
I wouldn't say I'm still smitten.
This is a newspaper article written in 2001 by our very own Jack Curry.
Mm.
And there's a quote in here.
Did you see Jack fucking dust me on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. There's a quote in here.
Oh, no, I have a real job and I dress so much better than you,
Yeah.
little fella. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. They asked Torrey about Jeter. Torrey said, I'm sure he's not 100%. He wasn't 100% coming into this series. I know guys who aren't going to play if they're not quite 100%. Jeter doesn't deal in percentages. Jeter's quote later on, you're either hurt or you're injured.
Yeah.
Or you're either injured or not injured. That's it.
Right.
No percentages here. Yeah. No half measures. Torrey said that he has not considered resting Jeter because a damaged Jeter is more valuable than a healthy Enrique Wilson. Jeter said, I was okay that night. My body hurt the next day. Whole body was hurting, but I'm fine. He said, Jeter says, people use injuries as an excuse. I'm not going to do that. Judge is the opposite of this. And I would rather him be like this.
Yeah.
Jeter averaged 150 games a season. Played through everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Might be like a better approach
Yeah.
than the whole never playing and never getting into routine. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we're dealing too much in percentages here. Maybe you can play or you can't play. And we stop doing this, well, you can play, but not 6 days in a row. Oh, all right, we're going to get you out there, but nah, not after you pull a home run. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's not dealing percentages.
I'm with you, man. It feels like I totally get it, man. I remember when we started doing this job.
You remember the days when we used to skip?
I remember, and I know you remember this.
That's an old E-Bombs World video that I have never been able to find again. It was like an old guy or a kid doing old man. You guys remember the days when we used to skip?
Our first time, like, really in the weeds with all of this, covering a Yankees West Coast trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, man, dude, I'm like fucked up. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, you're looking at the clock at 1 p.m. and you're like, what? I'm exhausted.
Yes.
It was the first time we kind of took a moment to be like, damn, like, the guys playing this game, they got to be tired, huh?
Yeah.
They're playing, like, 4-hour baseball games. There's times when it makes sense. It's April, dude. These guys are some of the best athletes in the world. Let them play. Like,
yeah.
You come up on this first 13 games. There's scheduled off days early in the season.
Yeah.
You come up to this first stretch, and I kind of get it. Someone needs a day. They're banged up. There's a bang-bang play at second, and you want to get them off their feet for a day. It's why you have a bench. Use them, rotate them. But, man, it's weird. Like, I don't know. There's going to be a good chance one day, talking Yanks 10 years from now, and we say, like, oh, remember those days when the Yankees would rest a guy once a week?
They used to skip.
BBD, I saw your heart want to chime in. What do you got?
Just there's extra off days in April that they've added in recent years to like every team schedule, specifically for this. So
Yeah.
you don't have to give guys like many just rest days in April.
Right.
Like you want to get them one more beyond that at some point in the month. I can be talked into that easy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Or even when you do the double off day.
Trevor Lawrence looks like such a face swap guy. It looks like you put a male's face on a female figure. Every time I see him.
Know what I'd love to see?
Have you seen the girl that looks like him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
She's
that.
Fantastic.
Like every time I see him, I think it's a face swap. I think that they did his face morphed into.
Can you do me one favor?
Yeah.
Jim, I don't ask for a ton of favors.
Yeah.
I'm pretty smitten with a lot of stuff.
Were you smitten with my award? Because
I
you
was.
seemed to lose you halfway
I
through.
was. No, I loved where it went. I went from smitten to very interested.
Okay.
And then I was back to smitten.
Okay.
When the NFL draft happens tonight, and we're going to be live with our Patreon friends at 8 p.m. It'll be fun. I think the draft starts today. We'll see. When Trevor Lawrence is officially drafted, the picture that you just showed us,
Yeah.
can you just post it, no caption, but Wallace Shawn face?
Sure.
I was gonna make a similar request.
Yeah.
I didn't care necessarily about the timing, but please Wallace Shawn him.
From my account? Or you want me to post
Wherever
it?
you
I mean,
gotta
your
do it.
call. It would be.
We're going to be talking
impactful
together.
from your-
We're going to be talking together.
We'll be live for it, yeah.
Because we have the Patreon Q&A tonight.
So,
Yeah, I will do it.
who do we
I
miss?
just saved the photo. Who do we miss?
Gio's fantastic.
Chad's great. Lasagna's good.
Gary literally got benched.
Chapman's good.
Hit a couple balls.
Was today the only game Chapman pitched this series?
Yeah, yeah.
And he went 3 Ks. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
40 homers or doesn't homer.
Bring back Voit. Britton's starting to throw again. And Sevy is about to start throwing.
The base running was so bad. It's like almost so bad.
Yeah,
it's tough to talk about at this point.
Clint got hot, so we'll see if that helps. Fix
Clint
his
barreled a
stance.
couple balls, changed stance. Hopefully that gets him going.
Tangible change, so I like that. Don't do a receiving line at your wedding unless you want to have a miserable
Yeah.
time. And parades are cool.
I'd like
Kind of.
if
The
you,
concept of them.
we're playing three against Detroit and then Houston at home, so that should be interesting. It would be cool to win the Detroit series. Hey, maybe win on Sunday so we could have a nice recording day. Jim, I do think your Monty point, I think, is something significant that needs to be said on the air.
Oh, because we've only done the pregame show?
I think
yeah,
so.
and I was going to give him an award. I pivoted to the judge one real late.
Yeah, the percentages.
Oh, it's a good award.
Smitten.
Yeah, Monty is real mad. He just had more quotes, and he's left the game really mad.
Yeah.
3 times in a row now. Twice mad at Boone. No, all times he's mad at Boone. Ooh, the Wallace Shawn edit is weird. I don't think you're going to be able to know it's originally Lawrence,
Okay.
but I'll post it. Yeah, so Monty, the last 3
I
games,
think it's good.
he had, so 3 games ago, Monty went 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Boone throws him out for the 7th inning.
Yeah.
He walks the leadoff batter. He takes him out, brings in Loizaga, who gives up that run. So now his 6 innings, 3 earned, which is a happy day at the office, gave the team a chance to win.
Quality start.
Turns into 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, which is kind of looks bad and fucks with the ERA. And just in general, he walked off the mound feeling bad about how his day ended at work. His next start, he has a terrible first inning. He gives up 3 runs. He bounces back. He threw 30-something pitches in the first inning or something like that. He bounces back. He gets it to where he's almost out of the 5th inning. Glaber doesn't field a ball. Chopper right up the middle. Allows a base runner on. Boone pulls him. Doesn't let him keep going. So his day ends there. So now instead of 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, which isn't amazing, but the feeling of it's great because it was so bad. He walks off the mound feeling miserable and mad at Boone for not letting him get that last out to complete the 5 innings. All right? Today, he has a good start. He's had 5 innings pitched. He's at 1 earned run, right? 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 72 pitches. And his last 2 pitches, the 4th and the 5th, were the best innings of the best innings of his game. It was cruising. He gives up a home run to Trey Mancini. It ties the game. Now, because the Yankees haven't scored runs, and there's a tie game now, and because the bullpen's fully rested, Boone goes to Chad right away. I kind of understand it. I think if you're going to be that quick, then just start Chad and give Monty the 5 innings, 1 earned run win. And he's happy with his day. Or put Monty out there, and if he gives up the home run, he's still only at 74 pitches, and he's pitching really well. So let him get through the inning. He goes 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. That's a good start. He walks off happy. So the last 3 starts, Monty has walked off pissed at himself, pissed at Boone, and he really hasn't been pitching that terrible, but his ERA has been skewed from these last batters of the game. So I said it on the pregame show that, like, we need to be cognizant of this, and he's pissed at Boone right now in his postgame press conference. He's like, I was only at 74 pitches. My last 2 innings were my best. I felt really good. I want to go longer in the games, but Boone's decision, so it is what it is. It's just something to note next time he pitches. We're one batter away from 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 or 6 innings pitched, 1 or 2 earned runs, and that would be 3 good starts in a row for Monty. So he's been stung on his last batter 3 games in a row, and I partially blame. Yeah, I think Boone needs to be more cognizant of this. Like, if you're going to put him out for the inning, he gets that inning. You can't put him out for one more
With
inning.
a pitch count in the 70s.
Yeah, and then take him. Yeah.
With that, you said in the pregame show, like, get Monty the win today. Like, if you're willing to pull him at 72 and after he gives up the home run to Mancini,
if you have Chad rested,
then go to Chad and say, we want to get Monty a win, and it was a good day, and we had the rested bullpen, so we went to them. And, part of that, which I think you mentioned a little bit, but the whole, you didn't start Judge today, yet he was ready to come off the bench. So, okay, are we putting our best effort towards winning this game? Because then when you do that with Chad Green, or you don't let Monty have the effort, it's just a lot of mixed signals, and it's if we're being honest, like, it's a lot of no feel. And, I mean, that's how a lot of this stuff around this team is right now, which, hey, we're about to put April in our rear view.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Reggie Jackson just announced that he's no longer with the Yankees, and he's a member of the Houston Astros now. For real.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jesus. Someone pissed off Reg, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, he's whatever role he had with the Yankees, he's like doing that for the Yankees, for the Astros now.
Astros series coming up after this Tiger series.
Mole? Going Mole?
One way or the other.
I want to say something I can't say.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the show. We did a great job. You guys had a wild time. Sorry to all the slackliners out there.
We were great. You had fun. Thank you.
Go Yanks. Tell them Grams.
Oh, Yankees.
Slackliners, leave a review. Only slackliners.